And good morning, everybody. Welcome. It's another week. It's another day. It's another opportunity. And you are here with us on your home for sports, both local, regional, and national. We talk a little bit about some other things. But if you've never been alongside us, welcome to the Breakfast Burrito. I am DJ Yoakley. Alongside my partner, he is the man on a mission. He's always in the kitchen making them omelets, making them burritos. He is Mr. Tommy Pease. Tommy, what's up, buddy?
Good morning, DJ. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. You're on the road again.
Always on the road, man. Always.
You and Willie on the road, baby.
That's it.
How was your weekend?
It was good. Kind of busy weekend. Had some baseball practice for my 12U baseball team, and yesterday was on the road. Also doing a little bit of work, so it was a busy weekend nonetheless. And here we are, and it's a Monday morning, unfortunately, and we're back at it again. So
back at it, and as they used to say on the mothership, better than ever. On the
better than ever.
The Mike and Mike show. But we had some good games over the weekend. Really, and the real feature, the real treat for those of you who don't know, Tommy's daughter was the key at halftime during the Crestview and Liberty matchup on Friday, and she and her teammates put on a show. Tommy, you want to talk a little bit about your daughter and kind of what her involvement is with the gymnastics?
Yeah, down here in good old East Liverpool, Mr. Marv Kinsey, he runs a Top Gun gymnastics program. His son, Danny Kinsey, was a decathlete. He's actually married to an Olympic high jumper, and he's really good at making athletes reach their full potential, whether it be with strength training or conditioning, karate or gymnastics, which you've seen on Friday night at Crestview. And that group of girls right there will perform next weekend, March 4th, Sunday, at Pitt University for a session when the Pittsburgh Panthers gymnastics team has a meet there. So exciting news for those young girls. They all work really, really hard. And hats off to Marv Kinsey for, having that program in the area and to bring it to the forefront on Friday night at Crestview.
That was very cool. I'll tell you what, I mean, the game was kind of back and forth until Liberty really took over and Crestview made a stand at the end. Liberty able to pull out the victory, but the halftime show was spectacular. And your little one, Taylor, right?
Taylor, that is correct. Yep.
Yeah, Taylor nailing it. So it was a show and it was a spectacle that you just had to be there for. So hats off to Crestview for bringing in so much talent at halftime. It was also a really emotional night. I don't know if you were in the gym yet, but Scotty Murray, the senior for Crestview, the lone wolf senior, for the entire year, it was people were clad in their gold shirts with the captain on the front, Scooter on the back, and number 30 on it. They filled the stands really, and it was a really cool moment. All the players wore them. The cheerleaders were wearing them. I mean, it was really cool. And Crestview does it right when it comes to their seniors. So it was an emotional night. Scotty Murray turned it on at the end, just wasn't enough to beat the Leopards on the last game of the regular season. But they head to the playoffs. They play Rootstown, and it's going to be a battle either way for Rootstown, for Crestview. So that's one of those games that I really think is up in the air. But it was fun to watch on Friday. Got to call it. Rocky Brown is our regular voice of Crestview, along with his brother Greg, and they were unable to do the game. Hopefully, doing something fun. But I was able to call that one outside of my normal South Range broadcast, and it was a good time. It was a good time. Had a good interview with Coach Wilson after the game, and he had nothing but good things to say about his team. So it's always good when you have that. As we turn the page to tournament time, the second round kicked off for the girls, and there were some interesting matchups, to say the least. And some teams are heading on, and some teams are headed home. So let's get to some scores real quick. And starting things off, Western Reserve on Saturday beat the Lordstown Red Devils 64-50. Lordstown season comes to a close. Western Reserve moves on. The talented Columbiana Clippers team beats up on Mineral Ridge 66-12. Move on to the next round as well. Lisbon Blue Devils, the Lady Devils, win 49-44 over the McDonald Blue Devils. So it was a
upset.
Matchup. Yeah,
upset.
It was a matchup in against the Devils versus the Devils. So and Lisbon prevails. As for, let's see, there it is. Jackson Milton, the Lady Blue Jays win 54-23 over Southern Local. And the Lady Blue Jays advance. The Lady Indian season comes to a conclusion. The Lady Salem Quakers 60-34 over United. United has had a heck of a season. They've got a heck of a program building their top down into their younger ranks. So it'll be interesting to see kind of where things are as we head in. But Salem just showing their strength, and I believe they're on a collision course with the South Range Lady Raiders, who, man, for a 1-8 matchup, it was an incredible, incredible game. The Central Catholic Crusaders of Canton came to play, my friend. I got a chance to call this with Anthony Hartwig, and it was a tie ball game with about, I want to say it was maybe 2 minutes to go. And it was awful close to maybe it was under a minute, I think. It was tie ball game. And actually, the Crusaders had the lead at one point late in the game, and the Raiders hit a clutch three. Bree Modick, the junior, ties the record for 57 three-pointers in a season, and she's still looking to break that record. So congratulations to Bree, who hits a three-ball basically at the buzzer and able to push South Range into the next round. And it was people were sweating. They were on the edge of their seats in the Thriller Dome. And I'll tell you what, Tommy, it was nerve-wracking. Anthony was sweating. He was getting all hyped up and bent out of shape. He thought that it was going to be an upset, 8-1. But the Raiders pull it off. Coach Mattizi and his team really able to come through in the clutch down at buzzer time. So congratulations to them. Also, congratulations to the Brookfield Warriors, who ended the Crestview Rebels season. Unfortunately, Coach Blatch over there did a great job with his team this year, and just unable to come up with a big victory against Brookfield. And to me, that's an upset because the Crestview Rebels are a really, really good team, and a team that gave fits to South Range. It gave fits to all the teams that they came in contact with. So Brookfield must be the real deal out there. 66-40, they're winners as well. And also, the Beaver Local Beaver season comes to a close. They are beaten by the New Philadelphia Quakers, 71-36. And the last one we have here is the Austintown Fitch Falcons fall to the Jackson Polar Bears, 82-58. So that's your wrap-up around the area for girls from the Saturday action. We have more action tomorrow, obviously with boys kicking off. And then Wednesday, things pick up again on the girls' side. So it's tournament time. It's what we wanted. It's what we've been salivating for. And you have a great broadcast tomorrow down in beautiful East Liverpool, Ohio, correct?
We do. We got the game we've all been waiting 2 weeks to see. It's the Beaver Local Beavers traveling in to play the East Liverpool Potters in the state playoffs. So very excited for that call. I know that the atmosphere in that building is going to be electric. Of course, Beaver Local is going to travel well, being only minutes out the road. So it'll be exciting. I'm excited to call the game, and hopefully the Potters can take care of business tomorrow night, and then we'll head to Zanesville on Saturday.
Exciting stuff, man. Really exciting stuff. And we will have it on YSN, and we are hopefully, fingers crossed, I think that's going to be a video game. And it should be live to either Facebook or that'll be our key matchup of the night. So I don't see why we can't do that. So I'll work with Brian and see if that can't be the feature game across all of your sports network. All right, man. Other than the Olympics coming to a close, which we'll talk about in a little bit, not a whole lot to talk about across. So we're going to do our best to kind of scrap up some stuff. But one thing that really interested me for the last week or so, we talk about the Pirates all the time. And as we move into our regional coverage here, the Pirates making moves, but is it another dumpster dive for Pittsburgh? I mean, some of the things that they're looking at right now, the latest signee for the Pittsburgh Pirates, Kevin Segrist, he was one of those guys, I believe, that was on the free agent market, did one of those free agent showcases He's a 6'5" stature, just 28 years old, drafted and developed by the Cardinals organization. So he's got that Cardinal mentality, same as David Freese, and he did some work, man. He's nothing to snub your nose at, but he's definitely someone who's strikeout heavy, which is something the Pirates bullpen needs. So let's see if we can't make that come to fruition. So I mean, when you look at it, a signee like this, it's not bad. But when you look down, when you scroll down to what the other Pirates have done, Michael Saunders, they were supposedly signing Michael Saunders, and then all of a sudden it's torn up. The contract's torn up, and he signs with the Royals. They go out and get a Corey Dickerson in trade and basically give up. To me, didn't give up a whole lot, but essentially they get an all-star from 2017 back. And he looks to be the lock in there for left field. So your outfield for your opening day lineup presumably looks like this: Dickerson in left, Marte in center, and Polanco in right. I guess the question that we're looking at, do you trust the Pirates' move-making ability down the stretch here after they did pretty much nothing all offseason?
Well, we know the move needed to be done, but I actually like the move. And the more I look into this here, we just got rid of McCutchen. Of course, he's in San Francisco now. But adding Dickerson, the top 5 of our lineup is going to sound like this, more than likely: Josh Harrison, Josh Bell, Starling Marte, Corey Dickerson, and Gregory Polanco. That's not too bad.
You're still holding out hope for Harrison, huh?
I am. You don't like it?
I don't think he'll be there. I think he's I think he's rocking the boat way too much.
Probably right. But if he does stay, I like that. I like those 5 guys.
I do too. And the one thing about Harrison is he asked for, show me that you want to win. And I think this move, let's be real, it's not like we have a whole lot of cards in our hand. You know what I mean? We don't have much that we can deal to go out and get a top tier player. Corey Dickerson is a blue collar guy who's going to come in and he's going to show you some power. He's going to show you some pop. I also think that he could be a true leadoff hitter for us. But if Harrison's looking for us to go sign a Giancarlo Stanton or an Aaron Judge or somebody along those lines, I wouldn't hold your breath. We've been burned as Pirates fans for so long, waiting for that big bat to come in or that big pitcher, that big name, and it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, we're not going to spend the money.
No,
it's not going to happen.
But do you think that for a Pirates move, I mean, this is the biggest one that I can remember since probably AJ Burnett?
Yeah, I would say outside of Burnett, this is probably the biggest off-season signing that I can remember in a long, long time.
So it'll be interesting.
I like Dickerson. I like what he's gonna bring. I like what he's gonna bring to the team. He kind of shores up that outfield. He's got a big stick. He's former All-Star.
The question that I have is where did he go wrong? If he was an All-Star last year, the Rays aren't just giving him away. Something's kind of, that's why I'm scratching my head here. Like, how did we end up with this guy if he was an All-Star last year? His numbers kind of fell off from what it looks like. And, I mean, for all intents and purposes, like, the Rays are a pretty well-run organization. They're just not going to give away a player of Corey Dickerson's stature. I mean, his makeup.
Well, I mean, he had 282 last year, drove in 62 runs. I mean, it's not something like, it's not MVP worthy by no means, but it's solid. So I think, he's probably a guy that's going to bat 270 to 280 in his career, and he's going to be a serviceable player. And right now, that's what the Pirates need. I mean, they were 28th in runs scored in the MLB last year, so we got to do something to shore up the sticks. And Dickerson is a solid MLB player, and I think he'll help them win maybe a few more games than what was projected prior to his signing.
So it says here that though Dickerson hit 326, 369, and 570 with 17 home runs through the season's first 3 months, that production was supported by 374 batting average, BABIP. There's so many statistics in baseball. Sometimes they're ridiculous. That he didn't seem to especially likely to maintain. That number came back down to earth from July through season's end as Dickerson's strikeouts rose nearly 29%, and he batted just 232 with 10 homers and an 82-16 strikeout to walk ratio in the final 3 months of the season. So that's stuff that can be fixed. I guess if that's the biggest red flag for a guy like Corey Dickerson, that's not specifically a power hitter, but he's more of he's a contact / power hitter, right? If he gets a hold of it, it's going. He hits the ball.
Yeah,
really hard.
He had 27 home runs last year.
In a bad year, apparently. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean a bad late year, but here's a stat that sticks out to me. Against the American League, Dickerson bats 265. Against the National League, he's a 300 hitter.
And that's probably what Huntington's looking at, when he says, hey, let's go. But there's also a smaller sample size, so there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. That's why I'm not a general manager.
124 games, though.
Yeah, it's interesting. So, it's interesting. Yeah. I like the signing. I do. When I heard about it, I got a text message from one of my buddies that's pretty close to the team. And he said, the team's pretty excited about this move. And they should be. This is the first legitimized move that they've went out and they said, okay, let's do this, especially if this whole Saunders thing is true. We had Michael Saunders and then we lost him somehow. And you can talk about the Browns all you want. They did the same thing with AJ McCarron from what it sounds like. And the Pirates just not having it with Michael Saunders, somebody that we've got 35 left fielders right now, so it doesn't really matter. But for the Pirates to really go after outfielders the way they have in the last 2 weeks has been kind of interesting. Usually we're a pitch-heavy organization. We go after pitchers off the top of the scrap heap, or we dig in a little bit and hope that Uncle Ray can fix them. And now we're going after outfielders after we ship Andrew McCutchen, one of the league's best outfielders and players, to San Francisco. So I think there was a notion to get rid of Kutch and get as much as you possibly could for him. But now I think I think there was a little bit of a panic of, okay, who do we replace him with? We had a pretty good outfield with Polanco, Marte, and Kutch, and now we got to fill that in. So I think they did a good job with Dickerson. I think that kind of was maybe a transaction that caught Mr. Huntington by surprise. Because otherwise he probably doesn't go out and trade for Bryce Brents and some of the younger guys that he went after. But you never know. If somebody goes down to an injury, you're going to need those guys.
I agree. Yeah, it's they're putting in a little bit of effort here to put a ray of hope, I think, on the Pirate Nation or the Pirate fans out there. So hopefully it works out for them. And my prediction holds true that the Pirates are going to play above the level that what everybody is expecting of them this year.
Did you pick them to be a winning team?
I think they'll have a winning record. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Will be interesting.
It will be.
But it makes it fun to watch. I'm not buying season tickets, but I'll surely turn on old channel 659 on DirecTV and watch them each and every night that I'm at home. And I'll turn them in my truck. You know what I mean? It was one of those things it's going to be interesting to just kind of sit back and watch, because this could be the new generation of the Pittsburgh Pirates. There's going to be a new face of the franchise. I think Josh Bell's going to be that guy. I think we've had that conversation before. And I think he's going to have a good year. I think he's going to have a breakout year. I think also J-Mo's going to have a good year too. But, I think the Pirates need another signee to shore it up. I think if I'm them, I'm going all in on Jake Arrieta. I think that's a big name that could make them contenders, at least not battling for the basement. And Jake Arrieta, even though he's got some head case issues, I think that he brings in a mentality similar to an AJ Burnett, where it's stone cold Austin 316, and it's like, get on my back, boys. So I really think, I put something out there on Twitter that I on my personal Twitter account that I'd love to see them go after Lucroy as well as Walker and Arrieta and just shake things up. Now, obviously, that'll never happen. It's not how the Pirates do things. But think about, I mean, is there anybody out there, and I'm putting you on the spot, is there anybody out there that you think the Pirates could get that could change the face of 2018 for them?
I think you hit the nail on the head with Jake Arrieta. I think that would be an absolute home run. We know he has ace potential. He's shut down. And yes, he does have a few issues maybe in the upstairs area, but at the same time, he gives the Pirates basically what they gave away, and that's their so-called ace in Garrett Cole. And if you gave me the opportunity to take Jake Arrieta or Garrett Cole, I'm probably going to take Jake Arrieta. So yeah, why not? Let's go out and get him, because apparently nobody wants the guy.
Which is crazy. So
it is crazy. 2 years ago, he shut everybody down.
Well, and that kind of speaks to me. Is there a red flag? Is there something we don't know about? Is there going to be another, I guess, investigation coming out in Jake Arrieta? Because everybody speculated that Jake Arrieta was on the juice at one point. I mean, to revamp his career the way he did, coming from the Orioles organization over to the Cubs and become an ace out of nowhere. So, I mean, not that I'm saying he is, not that I'm even speculating, but the guy hasn't been signed. And did he win a Cy Young?
That's a good question.
I'll look it up.
Let me ask Google.
Oh, here we go. Let me ask you this question while you're looking it up.
Sure.
If you had a chance, let's say Harrison gets traded, would you go after a Neil Walker? Would you welcome him back to
Pittsburgh? Neil? Of course. Love Neil Walker.
Now,
a leader.
Take your love for Neil Walker out of it. Can he help this club?
Yeah. I do. I think he'd help. Yeah, he's going to be more comfortable there. He's going to bring leadership, which helps the club. And he's Pittsburgh Neil. I mean, I love the guy, and I'm sure all the Pirate fans would welcome him home, and it would put him into a situation to where he's probably going to love to play the game again. So, yeah, I'm all for that. Jake Arrieta, 2015 Cy Young winner, by the way.
So, yeah, you're 2 years away from a Cy Young winner. I don't think there's any downside to bringing him in. Besides if someone knows something that we don't as fans. But I mean, I'm going to take a look at the free agent list here because there's got to be somebody out there that's not Michael Saunders that is available that the Pirates can take advantage of. It's just
where's Walker at now? Is he a free agent right now?
He is a free agent. We said that he was with the Brewers, but he is a free agent. The Brewers did not pick up his contract.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh,
2 years ago, he was a hot free agent signing. 2 years ago, Jake Arrieta was a Cy Young. It's definitely a what have you done for me lately league, that's for sure.
The Orioles signed Pedro Alvarez to a minor league deal. So Pedro's still kicking.
He's barely kicking.
And he's sure not taking any balls over at third base.
I'm just glad he didn't Jose Batista us and turn into an absolute monster.
Were you worried about that?
I was. I thought there was just a glimmer that he could turn out to be like Batista and just hit bombs all day. But he regressed, which makes me feel better. And it's a good move by the front office. See, not all the moves they make are bad.
Well, yeah, I'm with you, but I think everybody saw this one. That wasn't one that was hard to see.
There was a lot of hype around him when he first showed up, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So,
all right, so let me see. And I apologize to our. This is kind of a slow moving train today, but
it's Monday.
It is a Monday. Okay, so here we go. Major League free agents. Here we go. We go. All statuses available. Okay. Hosmer just signed. Okay, so Joey Bats. Fun that you're speaking about him. He's still out there. 37 years old. Jason Worth still out there. Jeremy Hellickson still out there. Hellickson's only 30. Surprised we haven't given him a look, to be honest with you. Starting pitcher, for those of you who remember, he was with Baltimore last year. Said the market value is about 16 mil for him. So Neil Walker's out there, 32 years old, second baseman. Andre Ethier, a center fielder. John Lackey, please keep your hands away from him. Jake Arrieta, they're saying the market value for Arrieta is $26 million. Now, I realize we don't have that kind of money, but a 1-year contract when he's sitting on the bench right now could do them a lot of good.
Oh, I agree. I mean, that's
it
something
help both parties.
Yeah, exactly. Help both parties. I think it's something that might get Pirate fans excited as well.
Yeah, I think that would spark something. Well, and right now it's just about ticket sales. Let's be honest. I think they looked at where they were at and needed something. The Corey Dickerson signing is good, but they need something else to spark it. A couple interesting names on this list. Melky Cabrera, only 33 years old. Those of you who remember him he's had many stops along the way, but Kansas City being that last stop. Also, Matt Holliday, I think his days are done. He's 38. Last with the Yankees, spent so many years with the Cardinals. I think that he's probably hanging him up. Ubaldo Jimenez, man, I can't get it out. I can read it, but I can't say it. Jimenez with the Rockies was a stud. Traded, I think, to the Indians, maybe, and then on to Baltimore. So Matt Garza, another name out there. Brandon Phillips is out there. Carlos Gonzalez, still a free agent. The stud right fielder, used to be center fielder for the Rockies. Here's a blast for you. Ryan Howard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm looking at some of these guys. I mean, some of them are a little past their prime. Mike Moustakas, still a free agent. I mean, our hopes are lying firmly with the acquisition from the Astros. The name escapes me. Colin Moran, maybe?
Moran, yeah. Yep.
But I mean, you got Mike Moustakas still out there. Interesting, just very interesting. There's a lot of Tyler Clippard was a name we so many years have been rumored the Pirates get him, so I can see them actually ending up with him. Rajay Davis signed with the Indians, so he's off the market. Alex Cobb, starter for I mean, there's a lot of John Jaso's still out there in case there's any Jaso fans that are wondering where the hell he is. He's still a free agent. Oh, here's another one for you. Jeff Locke.
Oh, yeah.
Old Jeffy.
Flash in the pan Jeff.
He can stay out there. Also, for any of you that were looking, Drew Hutchison is available. For those of you who can't make the connection, the Pirate connection, he was the guy that we got in the trade for Francisco Liriano. So, yeah, that trade worked out well. That wasn't a cash clearing deal. Yeah, there's a lot of people out there, man.
If Harrison leaves, they'll bring back Walker. That's what I'm calling that. If
that's your shot, you're calling that shot.
That's my shot. I'm calling the shot. If the Pirates are able to get rid of Harrison or send him off, trade him, whatever, Walker will be signed on the backside of that. That's my prediction. There's today's Monday prediction.
Monday meltdown is you're calling good old Neil back to the Pirates. I love it. I like it. I like it a lot because he's still a switch hitter. And I think that would spark some ticket sales, and I think it would spark some interest in this team. I've got Bucko fever right now. I went out and got a new ball hat, and I'm ready to go. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. This definitely a 30-minute conversation. Probably lost all of our fans out there. But
Pirates are putting up runs in the spring season here too. They're scoring runs.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, it's Meadows went 2 for 2, or with a walk the other day. So he's there, I think, which gives us some flexibility with some of our outfielders. If Polanco doesn't show up this year, maybe we can move him. He's got some potential still. You don't want to wait till he falls apart like Alvarez and see what you can get back for him, but you never know. All right, man. Let's see what else we got to talk about here. The Olympics are done. It's over. It's kaput. What
Thank
did
goodness.
what did we learn from the Olympics? Anything?
I learned that the United States of America is the 4th best in the world at winter sports. Because the only thing I ever checked was the medal count, and they finished 4th.
I learned that nobody cares.
Yeah, exactly.
I learned that nobody.
Exactly.
Dude, I got to be real with you. I was kind of excited. Like, NBC did a good job, a marketing job of trumping it up, and the when the trumpets blare and the Olympics, yeah, it's exciting. And then when it actually happens, you're like, man, this kind of stinks. And I think the biggest thing is, I think the thing that killed the Olympics this year was the time difference. I really do.
Yeah.
Because when you
spoiler
turn on,
with social media and spoiler alerts and
I mean, the first thing that people do when they wake up is they grab their cup of coffee and instead of the newspaper, they go get on their smartphone, and guess what? There it is, right front and center, saying, the USA wins gold in curling. You can watch it tonight at 11 p.m. or 8 p.m. Well, spoiler alert, bro. It's one of those things where you're just like, come on, like at least hold it for a little bit so there's a reason to watch. Nobody wants to watch somebody win a championship when they're winning. I mean, it's stupid. But
how about this? China only had 1 gold medal in the Winter Olympics.
That's pretty impressive. I mean, they're gonna have to pay for that one. There's no room for failure in China. I tell you that right now.
The Olympic athletes from Russia, 2 gold medals. Crazy.
Were any of them curling?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Juicing on the curling. Come on, guys.
Yeah, there was one was taken away from curling probably. Yeah. So Norway, Germany, Canada, and United States top 4 in medal count. Norway and Germany both tied with 14 gold medals, and Canada was 3rd with 11th, and the United States 9.
So we've been talking about it for 2 minutes, and that's probably 2 minutes too long. But the Olympics are done, folks. For all of you people that were out there and love the Olympics, it's over. Anthony Hartwig, I know you're listening. I know you love the Olympics, especially the women's sports. It's over. Nobody cares. And it's proven fact now. No, the Olympics had terrible ratings from top to bottom. And again, social media, Tommy, I think you hit it on the head, man. I think social media is ruining the opportunities for the Olympics. So NBC is going to save some money next time around for their Olympic contracts. I can tell you that right now.
The next Winter Olympics will probably be on like MeTV.
It'll be on Twitter.
It'll be on we're gonna get it on YSNLive.com.
Let's do it.
Carry the Winter Olympics.
Let's do it. And we'll only get excited when the Americans go. Same way we do the homerisms for every other school. So people will love it. I think that's the red, white, and blue way right there. Is only get excited, be a homer. All right.
Congratulations to Kazakhstan for their 1 bronze medal also. Just seen that.
For all your work and hard work and dedication to your craft. You never know, man. Maybe they only had 1 chance. Who knows?
You never know.
And what's the guy from Kazakhstan? Was it I like you?
I have no idea.
Have you seen Borat? Wasn't Borat from Kazakhstan?
Yeah.
Borat brought home the bronze. So congratulations to him. All right. Last night, for those of you who are in the sports entertainment passion and industry and down with it, something big happened on the sports world. It was Ronda Rousey making her official signing with the World Wrestling Entertainment. And she made some noise. She made some ripples last night. Tommy, did you watch?
I did. Yeah, I did. Couldn't miss the Rousey contract signing.
The Bandito trying to play spoiler for us last night. I was watching The Walking Dead, and Bandito was trying to give us some spoilers. So luckily he held back, or else my whole night would have been ruined. But the Ronda Rousey signing kind of went awry. She had a face-to-face with Paul Levesque, who, for those of you who know, it's Triple H, and put him through a table. I guess the best question, I mean, we've kind of glazed over this. Is this the right move for Ronda Rousey in her career, Tommy?
I think so. I mean, you've seen her last couple UFC fights, and she was really great for the sport. MMA, the women's side or the female side of the sport. She put it on the map, but as it became more of a phenomenon, she met her maker more than once, and I just felt like, she's an A-list celebrity, and her MMA career is over. So there's no better place to come and be an entertainer in the WWE, as WWE is a rapidly growing market. They have a beautiful business plan, and they make superstars. And she's already a superstar, and she'll be even a bigger household name and superstar probably within the next 12 months. So yeah, hats off to WWE. I think it's a great move for Ronda Rousey, and I'm excited to see what the future holds for her.
Do you anticipate her at some point going back to Dana in the UFC?
No, but what I do see coming or anticipate coming is a work of some sort with the UFC and the WWE. Kind of
Really?
like yeah, I do. I can see it. I can see it coming.
What are you anticipating?
Dana White getting involved in the WWE.
Oh man.
Somehow, some way.
Listen,
when these MMA fighters, a lot of these MMA fighters, when their career's over in MMA, they're mid-30s. It's prime time to come put 5-7 years in the WWE. And I think you're going to start to see a lot more of that. What's the girl's name that is in Absolution who was an MMA fighter?
Oh yeah, I'm calling that. Actually, I got a text message from my buddy Greg Brown of YSN. What is it, Sonya Deville?
Sonya Deville, yeah.
I see that. I mean, I think everybody sees that collision course happening. I also think that, Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania is the way to go. I think that's
it's gonna be Stephanie, Triple H, Ronda Rousey, and somebody.
The Rock.
Either The Rock, Kurt Angle.
Well, wasn't that what they had a few years ago at WrestleMania? Rousey was brought in by Dwayne Johnson into the ring, and she put Stephanie in an armbar or something.
Stephanie got her back last night. Big slap in the face.
That was a big slap.
It was.
But you know what? How about the takedown on Triple H through the table? That was pretty impressive. Now, I give it, she's an athlete, but still, like a woman putting a 275-pound man through a table is no easy feat.
She almost threw him over the table.
Yeah,
I think he jumped a little bit to help her out and almost jumped a little too far. But yeah,
I think she got a little excited.
Yeah, good spot. It was a good spot. Crowd reaction for Rousey was kind of mundane when she first came out, but as the segment progressed and the WWE universe seen the route that WWE was going to go with this, I think that they're going to be excited for Rousey now.
Did you see? Well, I didn't see the whole segment. I saw her put Triple H through a table. I saw the slap. Did she talk at all? Did she speak?
Yeah, she basically said that in summary that she don't want no special treatment here. She don't want no special travel, no special perks. She wants to come in and start just like anybody else would. Kind of get the fans behind her a little bit. And then the segment went south when Kurt Angle started talking about, what Triple H had said about Rousey. And then you seen the look on her face, kind of change. And then that's when the whole incident happened with Triple H going through the table and all that good stuff. So yeah, it was good. You didn't watch it, the whole thing, huh?
I didn't. No, I was watching
Walking Dead.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that show's got me. And it was
You're hooked.
so I am, and I always made fun of people for watching zombie shows, and then I started watching the show just by chance because I needed something to do. I needed something to.
Are you current on The Walking Dead?
Oh yeah, Oh
Okay,
yeah.
so see here, I watch The Walking Dead, and my wife still watches it, and I'll follow it when she's. Here's the thing that I don't like about The Walking Dead. I feel like they're repeating the same story over and over and over again,
What do
just
you
in
mean?
different locations.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's the same premise. Is
Right,
you're fighting off walkers or zombies, and then essentially trying to fight off people who are trying to kill you, like people, actual like living
right.
people trying to kill you. Um, I love the wars. I love I love my favorite character. I mean, it's hard for me because always a good guy. I like the good guys, but Negan, the guy who plays Negan,
Yeah,
Jeffrey
he's
Dean
good.
Morgan. He's great. He's just a great
He's really
actor.
good.
And then last night there was, I mean, especially when there's people from the original cast that pass away. Last night, spoiler alert. I'll give you a second. Last night, the youngest, well, Carl, the kid, died from a walker
What?
bite. Yep. Sorry, man. Sorry to spoil it for you. But he's dead. He's gone, and it was interesting. So now, like
Wow.
Rick faced with hey, he's got to either, because Carl wanted peace. He wanted, he's not all about killing everybody, and Rick is. Rick's all about taking everybody down. So it'll be interesting to see how Rick responds after Carl died, because the first thing that he did was he tried to blame it on the saviors, and Carl said no, it was a biter. It just happened. So it's going to be interesting, man. I'm amped for it. I'm a big Walking Dead guy. I do love my wrestling though. So I was torn last night, and I figured, hey, listen, I pay for the WWE network. I can watch that, tomorrow. And so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch the entire thing today, and I know everybody that wins, and I get it. And yeah, I know I'm completely contradicting myself about the Olympics, but I enjoy the WWE. Nobody's a real. I know it's all.
It's a way
all,
better product than the Olympics.
Scripted. It's
Right.
scripted, and not that. I mean, sometimes I think the Olympics are too, but it's one of those things. It's like, I pay my money to watch it at my convenience, so I don't have to sit on a Sunday night and get spoiler alerts from the Bandito. I just turn him off for a minute and make sure he doesn't give any giveaways. So yeah, it was an interesting night in the Oakley house last night. My wife didn't want anything to do with The Walking Dead, and now we're sitting there. There's a show after called The Talking Dead that they bring on the actors, and they talk about like the actual show. And she's sitting there like crying because Carl died, and they started tearing up a little bit on the after show, and she's just, poor girl, she's just crying her eyes out. I'm like, you don't even like the guy, and she says, I know, but you feel for him. So
is this the final season of The Walking Dead?
No, I don't think so. No, I mean they won't. They said that there's so much left. They said they could go another 10 seasons, is what they've put out there.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, the whole show is completely about surprise. It's about shock and awe, and it wouldn't surprise me because they're characterizing this as the last stand. So if this is the last stand, what the hell do you do after you kill everybody?
Yeah, it'll be. I seen the Last Stand advertised. That's why I asked if it was the final season.
So it'll be interesting. I mean, it could be. I mean, if you kill off Negan, who are you going to bring in? Negan's the ultimate bad guy, and he's the ultimate cool guy. So those of you who out there are Negan fans who are I am Negan, do you know who Negan is? Did you make it that far? Okay.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay. Yeah,
he's awesome.
That's my dude. I just love when he talks. He's
great character.
Yeah, he's the ultimate bad guy. So I dig it. But I'm also I have a Daryl Dixon and a Rick Grimes action figure right here in my office, and they protect me. They protect me at all times from the walkers. So, but I will say this: I don't know if you're the same way. Now, I don't like scary movies, but when you watch something like that there's so much drama and intensity and anticipation, and when you go to sleep and you hear a sound, does it scare the bejesus out of you or what?
No, I'm past that.
Oh, dude, no, not me. We watched The Walking Dead, then we watched The Talking Dead in bed last night, and I turned the TV off, and all of a sudden I heard this. It was like a bang, like a downstairs. We didn't know what it was. And I didn't draw attention to it. My wife goes, "Did you hear that?" said, yeah. And immediately I'm starting to creep towards the gun cabinet in case there's another one. But no, it's stuff like that. It freaks me out because you just, in the society we live in anymore, you just never know. And that stuff, watching those shows just gets you on red alert.
You're heading for the gun cabinet.
Dude, I'm 3 steps away. So any of you folks out there thinking you're coming in the Oakley house,
you'll get yoked. You're going to get yoked.
Ain't going to happen. There's about 13 of those sons of guns waiting for you. Sons of guns. See what I did there?
Sons of guns.
All right, dude. The last topic, now that we're completely off the tracks, man, I gotta step it up for tomorrow. Our fans deserve better.
It's Monday. I'm just going to keep saying that. It's Monday.
Dude,
they're waking up too.
They are. And I feel bad because I feel like if I'm grading this show right now, if I'm grading my performance, I'm at a C right now. Maybe I'm at best at a C.
Yeah, I feel slow. I just feel slow today. That's all.
I'm just sad Carl died.
Got a little head cold too. You know.
You got a head cold?
Yeah, a little head cold. It's all right.
You want me to send some orange juice your way?
No. All right. I don't take medicine. I let my body naturally heal itself.
You drink that East Liverpool water and just magically potion yourself back to health.
That's it.
How is East Liverpool today? I know there were some concerns over the weekend.
Yeah, it didn't get as bad as what they projected. Not as much rain hit the area, so no flooding. Football field safe and sound, which is good news. Yeah, everything good as far as I know. I haven't gone on social media to see if anything's popped up, but yeah, everything seems to be good on the forefront.
So one of the topics we discussed on Friday, along with the rising water levels in Liverpool, were the allegations made against the NCAA coaches and players. Man, it did not get better after our show. It actually got significantly worse with one of Blackhawks' own, Mr. Miller, out there with it was Sean Miller, right? Out there with the Wildcats.
Arizona.
Apparently he's on some kind of wiretap that he was giving $100,000 to one of his players. We're trying to get $100,000 for one of his players that's currently on the roster. Do you see this getting better before it gets worse, or exactly the opposite?
Well, I think we said on Friday that this is going to be huge. And then Kentucky basketball players also now those among, linked to potential violations, and it's going to blow up. It's going to be a huge story. I'm going to say for the next 12 months, this thing is going to be absolutely huge. It'll play all the way out through the year. There's going to be tons of big names involved in this because, listen, it's something that's happened for the last 50 years probably. I mean, this is big business. The NCAA is big business. College basketball is big business. These universities are big business. And, these big name universities, Arizona, Kentucky, Duke, North Carolina, Michigan, Ohio State. I mean, all these big time schools, Alabama in football, USC in football, it's all business. It's all money. When you want to draw these big athletes into your university, you got to give them a little love, and it's been happening for 50 years. And unfortunately for Coach Sean Miller, he got caught with his hand in a cookie jar on a wiretap, and I don't know how it's going to play out. I hope it plays out great for him. I hope that, he didn't give him the money or something was miscommunicated, but we don't know. And there's going to be a lot more because if they're wiretapping, think about this, DJ, if they're wiretapping Sean Miller, or calls for in Arizona Wildcats basketball program or whatever's going on, you don't think they're wiretapping Duke? You don't think they're wiretapping North Carolina? Come on.
Here's my concern.
Kentucky?
Yeah, oh yeah. Dude, I'm listening. My concern is this. Sean Miller has everything set up to be the fall guy for this. Because as I was listening on to another broadcast on Saturday, they were trying to explain the whole situation, kind of dumb it down to a 6th grade level, which is basically what I need to ingest it. But they just said they said that basically the Duke, North Carolina, all they're finding now are receipts for meals, which they're allowed to provide meals for these students that are coming to visit, the campus. That is allowed. What's not allowed is $100,000 transaction, $17,000 transaction. I guess there was one school, I can't remember the name, which it was, that was listed, and the player didn't take any money, but the mother did. Took a couple $100 or $1,000 or something like that. Again, don't fact check me because I'm not sure exactly the specifications of it, but I just know that from what I heard, that this is what happened. So this has all the makings for Duke, North Carolina, all these great schools, these hang your hat, NCAA hangs their hat on every March to get off scot-free, and Sean Miller to take the brunt for it and basically take the silver bullet that and be the smoking gun to be that guy. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all, because you're picking on an Arizona program that's just doing what everybody else is doing, whether you want to admit to it or not. This is exactly what's happening across the country. Now, listening to 93.7, Coach Kevin Stallings was asked about his take on it, because obviously he's not in a position that he's doing it. He likes to do things the right way, or so he says. And he's frustrated by it.
It shows.
Yeah,
and it shows.
It does. But you know what? When you do things the right way, you're not going to get players of that caliber anymore. And I'm not saying that Jamie Dixon didn't, but there was some head scratching whenever Pitt's bringing in these five-star blue chip talent players to a not so great campus. You know what I mean? It's an inner city campus, and the program's not that great. They've never won a national championship. So what's going on? And I can see, not that I'm not accusing Jamie Dixon, but I'm not putting it out of the realm of possibilities that Dixon was doing the same thing. So it's going to be interesting. That I'm with you guys. It's going to get a hell of a lot worse before it gets a hell of a lot better. And I think poor Sean Miller from Black Hawk High School, I think he's a Pitt alum, is going to be the guy. He's going to be the guy that this is going to rest on. The NCAA is just, to me, I really, really despise the NCAA. They're a business.
Exactly.
But they're supposed to be an organization for student athletes, and they get all bent out of shape when athletes want a little bit of chang for what they do, and then here they are. They know exactly what's going on at every stage. They made a deal with the NBA to say, hey, how about we can have 1 year of eligibility, the one and done rule. That wasn't put in a place for the NBA. There was no chance. You're telling me that the NCAA doesn't have a little bit of money giving to, the commissioner of the NBA saying, hey, we need to make a deal here because, we need something to market. We don't need, second level players because we're not going to get the ratings.
You know who's sitting there licking their chops right now, just sitting there just singing, oh, this is so good.
Who?
LeVar Ball, for his big baller brand basketball that he wants to start. He wants to give kids the opportunity right out of high school to start making bank. He's going to pay kids $10,000 a week to play big baller brand basketball. And that helps you get your look at the NBA.
I don't think it works. I think ultimately what will happen is it'll go back to you can jump straight from high school to the NBA. It'll go back. It'll go back because that's the only way the NCAA gets out of this mess. It's the only way. Because at the end of the day, if you're not going to pay athletes, top-tier athletes that can go and make money elsewhere and that need to make money, because a lot of these players come from broken homes or bad situations, that they need to make money quick. And if colleges, and let's be real, anybody who's college educated realizes after those 4 years, holy crap, I got swooped. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where you're putting money, you're investing money into an education, which on paper looks good, but in reality, I graduated in 2007 from my college. Loved my time there. Like I said a million times, I enjoyed it, but I'm paying on it until 2022. So
Right.
you look at it and you say, was the investment worth it? And that's, I'm not going to get into personal finances, but they're making their money off of us, and they want to make money off of everything. That's how it works. They're a business. Now, understanding that they can pick people or recruit people and market them and use them, but you can't use it. It doesn't go the other way around. That's the frustrating part of it. And that's why the NCAA needs to be more of a, I guess, a ruling, I guess, I don't know, an ambassador for the athlete as opposed to an ambassador for the school. But they know where their bread is buttered, I guess.
It's a multi-billion-dollar industry, the NCAA. So, I mean, it's crazy.
They disgust me. Like, if there's one, like my father-in-law loves NCAA, like loves college football, hates everything about the NFL, hates it, will not watch it unless I'm literally at his house watching the Steeler game. And I think my personal thing is I hate the fact that I don't know how much these guys are getting paid. At least for the pros, I know how much accountability they should have. If your quarterback's a $20 million a year guy, he's got some accountability. He should be able to come through in the clutch. If there's a freshman point guard or a freshman, strong forward that's playing in March Madness, how much is he getting paid as opposed to the point guard, as opposed to the 15th guy on the end of the bench? That's what's frustrating. And I'm not talking about scholarships. I'm talking about under the table deals. How much, is his mom driving the old LeBron James thing? Is his mom driving a Hummer? So it's the NCAA disgusts me, man. It has since I've kind of read some stuff about them in books and in online. And I know you don't want to believe everything you read, but you want to talk about an organization taking advantage of student athletes, kids, people that are just growing. That's the NCAA.
I'm with you 100% on that.
I hate them. I hate that. I don't hate many things. I hate the NCAA.
It's all about money. It's all about money, brother.
It is. It's frustrating. I mean, you look at what they do, and it's just, and then something comes out like this, and they shake their finger at people. You shouldn't be doing that. The FBI told you. The FBI busted the NCAA. They busted the NCAA. They didn't bust the schools. They busted the NCAA. And this is, like I said, this is going to get a hell of a lot worse before it gets any better. And if you're a college basketball fan, here's how we'll leave this, Tommy. We'll get your opinion, and then we'll put it on social media. Do you think, with Sean Miller sitting out the other night, with all the allegations, do you think that any school that is being posted up against should be immediately ejected from the NCAA tournament?
No. Innocent until proven guilty.
It could take years. Tom Brady style.
Right? And that's how it'll have to be. But yeah, you can't. Allegations are allegations. So until there's proof, can't punish these student athletes, universities until you have, I guess.
So if they have Sean Miller on tape, on record, ready to be dispersed on TMZ or wherever it's going to be put out there, is Arizona out?
You mean?
I mean, proof in the pudding stuff, like his voice.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, if you got funds transfers, or you can prove that the transfer of funds took place, and you got him on tape talking about the transfer of funds and so on and so forth, then Sean Miller needs to be suspended. But the Arizona Wildcats still need to play in the tournament.
What about the player that received the funds? Is he NCAA ineligible now?
Listen, he's a kid still. When you think that the player's the one negotiating the deal for the funds, I don't think so.
Probably the agent.
The agent or the
but
parents.
You're not allowed to have an agent.
Right. Oh, yeah. And that don't go on either.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You look at Maurice Claret. All he wanted to do was go play football. And, obviously he comes from a troubled past as well. but actually he might be a good person to talk to. I might reach out to him today, see if we can get him on the show about this, because I'm sure he's got quite a few things to talk about. But yeah,
I'm sure.
That's to me. Let's put it out on social media for today. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about it tomorrow. What would you like to see happen in the NCAA given all the current circumstances? Is it the NCAA's fault? Is it the team's fault? Is it the coach's fault? Is it the player's fault? We want to hear from you. That does it for us today, man. That was a slow show to start, but quick on the back end.
Pay the players.
Pay them.
Pay them.
You want to do away with scholarships and just pay them, or what?
Yeah, I think you should pay. I think they should get a free education, and I think they should be paid for what they do for the university.
All players?
Yeah, all players.
That'll trump up some interest in sports in the country.
Yep, all players. And I'm not saying professional athlete wages, but
free ride.
If you're a student athlete at Ohio State, say you are on the football team, and what the football team does for Ohio State University, we all know. So they should give back to the players who are performing on Saturdays, because those kids shouldn't have to worry about paying their cell phone bill or getting money for dinner or being able to make, I don't know, whatever they're doing, just live. Basically, those kids shouldn't have to worry about living, paying to live, because the school is making millions upon millions upon millions of dollars off the football program.
Oh yeah. The merch alone is ridiculous.
Oh, the NCAA is more, or college universities make more money off their football programs than what an NFL franchise does, because think about all the money they're saving on salary, contracts. I mean, it's crazy. And you're fitting 107,000 people into a stadium on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Nuts. Just let the kids live.
I'm with you, man. All right, let's put a wrap on this edition. How about this? Episode 20 of the Breakfast Burrito. 20 times, my friend, that we've done this. So
happy 20th anniversary.
You too, buddy. You too. We're only 80 away from the big party. So let's keep things going. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow for more talk about, I'm sure, the NCAA and more of your local, regional, and national sports talk right here on YSN. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow. It's a great day.
Make it yours.
Later, guys.